Okay. Pay periods. These vary. We can get paid by the week. Do you get paid every week, Braden?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's bi-weekly. Okay, this is every 2 weeks. It's a bi-weekly pay period. We can get paid semi-monthly. What do you think semi-monthly is?
Like 3 weeks. Or is it like more?
What do you think? 3 months? Any other guesses?
Every weekend and a half.
Okay, so semi-monthly is twice a month. So like on the 15th and the 31st, or the 15th and the 30th. So you get paid twice a month, which is close to every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is.
It's close to every 2 weeks, but
It falls within the
it could be 2.5 weeks here, 3 weeks here, 2 weeks there, right? Because like March is a long month, and okay. So simply semi-monthly is 2 per month. And that, like I said, usually the 15th, or maybe the 1st and the 15th, or the 15th and the last day of the month, whatever it is. Okay? And then, of course, monthly. All right, and then I also want you to think about just conversion when you're working with your calculator. A half hour is a 0.5. Okay, and a quarter hour is a 0.25. And that's, like I said, just something to remember when you're having to use the calculator to do the calculations. Okay, overtime and this can vary by company. So I said more than 40 hours a week, but it could also be calculated more than 8 hours in a day. But that's up to the company. I wouldn't think many of them would do that, but I'm trying to think. I think this one does through the week. No, see, this one does it by the day. 8, 16. All right. And I'm going to have to look and see if it tells us that. Yeah. So in our notes here, it says any hours over 8 hours per day or 40 hours per week. So we're going to have to watch it both times. So overtime can be greater than 8 hours per day or greater than 40 hours per week. I may need to look up the actual legal part. I'm not sure that the 8 hours per day is a legal thing. I think the 40 hours per week is.
Mine is like 80. You hit 80 over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks, right, because that's the 40 hours per week, yeah. But this, I think, is just kind of for our...
There's people that would work more than 8 hours and they would never work.
Right. I think that's just this little company here. It's kind of weird, but... Okay. All right, I think that's all we need to write down for now on that. And then we just need to start calculating. So, our working together, this is the October 15th time card. We're going to calculate the regular overtime and total hours worked by Miss Webster, Alice Webster. Round the hours to the nearest quarter hour. Okay, so that's the 1/4, right? Every 15 minutes, 0.25. And again, anything over 8 hours in a day, we're going to give them overtime. or 40 hours in a week. Each work week begins on Monday, and then we'll record the totals down at the bottom. All right, so looking at 7:54 to 11:57, right? So we're just going to round from 8 to 12. So that's 4 hours. And then 12:56 to 5:02. So that's basically 1 to 5. So that's another 4 hours, right? Okay, and so regular hours are 8.
And so if he was over 8, you would put it in overtime?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we're going to do that down here on this day right here. And you also need to look up here, the way they've got this set up. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is their work week. All right, then the next one, 8 to 11:52. 11:52, which way we're going to round that? To 12. So 8 to 12, and again 1 to 5, right? So another 8 hours. 7:56 to 12:01, 1:05 to 5:01. Okay, again 8 to 12, 1 to 5. So here we get the 8 to 12, the 1 to 5 basically, and that's our 8 hours. And then this right here is the overtime, because they want you to give them overtime for more than 8 hours in a day. So that's 6 to 9:30. So 3.5 hours. Okay, so we'll do 3.5. Okay, now here we've got 1 to 5. They didn't work in the morning. 1 to 5 and 6 to 10. They still get their 8 hours for the day? 6, 7, 9, 10? All right. Okay, then Monday's the beginning of the new work week. So looking at the next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday. So actually, this one has more than just 2 weeks here. Okay, so again, 8 to 12, 1 to 5, 8 to 12, 1 to 6. So 8 and 1. Eight to 12, 1 to 5. 8 to 12, 1 to 5. 8 to 12, 8 to 1, 2 to 5. Still 8. Okay? And then here's Saturday from 10 to 1. Where does that go? Where? Just regular hours? But if we look right here, 8 times 5 is 40. They've hit their 40 hours. So this actually goes to overtime because it's still within that same work week of the 40-hour week. Okay, and then this Monday, is this Monday overtime? No, because it's a new week. Okay, because this is a semi-monthly. Okay, so this is an 8. All right. So then we'll add all this up. I'm going to tell you that that's 88. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 8. And then our overtime hours, 7.5. Okay? And then somebody would have to sign off and approve the timesheet. Okay? So you can just sign your name there.
If it's done electronically, would they have to print it out and sign it?
Probably not, but there's probably somebody's gonna have to look at it and approve it. Because if all of a sudden somebody has 15 hours overtime, we don't want, we got to see if the system's wrong. Somebody's trying to putting it in. So somebody's going to always put their eyes on it to approve the time card before it goes to pay. Okay? All right, so I guess that's all we got time for today. We'll go through the next step tomorrow and finish that up.
Does this chapter stay like this?
What do you mean?
Like, just page of stuff?
Yes. We're not going to do any journalizing in this chapter.
Oh, okay. That's doable. This was not bad.
You sent the map.
It is going to be the math. You just got the big thing is you got to make sure you get it right the first time so you don't have to keep going back. But chapter 13, we'll have to journalize it all.
Well, nice little one chapter.
Huh?
Nice little one chapter. I'll take it.
I can't just skip chapters and not.
We're coming back to him.
Oh, we are. Are we gonna do every single chapter?
What?
Are we gonna do every single chapter of the book? Okay.
We don't have time.
How many chapters are there?
Yeah, we're gonna do-
20, I don't know, 26 or...
Are we only gonna do like 20 or something? Or we gonna do-
We're gonna...
It was that, no, I didn't.
I was gonna say,
It was that one where like.
We're gonna do some like real abbreviated,
is that what y'all put?
so we'll get to them, but we won't do like a full-fledged. It'll be more of like working together and on your own, and that's all we have time for. Just depends on how fast we're moving. We're a little bit of ahead than last year, which is good, because the more time we can give ourselves on the end of year project, the better it'll be.
Year product.
So
Yeah.
after we finish this chapter, are we gonna like go into like journalizing like the whole cycle? Or
No, just journalizing, payroll, and then we'll talk about a couple of different kinds of accounts and how to journalize those and what they are. Talk about merchandise. We've talked about merchandise. How do we handle merchandise and inventory?
It's gonna. It's not.
You should.
It's gonna have to be a couple weeks. Like.
Is he ever?
It's gonna happen.
Is he here all the time?
I don't like that.
He's in my first grade, but he was in here
You just call it secret.
Yeah, and then you
You're like,
split
sorry.
it.